Hey, what's up? It's Restricted Arts. Today I'm just doing a quick tutorial on a technique that helps with photo manipulation since I've been doing a lot of that lately. And this is pretty much how to perfectly or near perfectly select like hair or something around an animal or a person. Yeah, so I have a zebra here, and this is something that I think is important because maybe not so important if you're just putting a zebra somewhere small inside your manipulation, but if it's the main part of your manipulation, it really should be well selected. Like I have an example somewhere. Well, I'll just never mind. Um, yeah, so you really want to have this selected as well as you can, and this is something that, from watching speed arts, I don't see many people do, and this is something that I think is really important that you should really know how to do if you're gonna do manipulation. So to start out, to make this selection, I'm just gonna well, first I'll go over how people normally make these kind of selections. Is they go around with the pen tool, and then the problem is when you get to this hair, it's almost impossible to select it right. So what they may do is they may try to go around and try to get the general chunks of it, and then just kind of get most of the chunks. And I'll just stop there because I don't want to take the time to go around the whole thing. And then make selection, and then so if you want to pull this out of this background, first make this a normal layer. Make it a normal layer. Go up to the Polygon Tool and make new layer via cut. And so you have this right here, but now that's kind of not very clean, so they might go back in. Some people use the grass tool or something just to try to just flip this vertical real quick. And they just kind of use this just to kind of get the edge back on the, give it a kind of grassy look, or not, make it look more like hair really. And you know, if this isn't the main part of your manipulation, this works fine. You know, it does look somewhat like hair, and if obviously you can be much more precise than I'm being right now with it. But yeah, so flip this back vertical, and if you size it down, you know, it looks fine. It just doesn't look great. So really the best way to do this kind of selection is to first start with your quick selection tool and just kind of get the general, do a rough selection of the general shape of the zebra. And you can miss parts just as long as you get the general mass of it selected. And then one thing is try not to go over. Like try to miss the grass rather than go, miss the hair rather than go over the hair into the grass, if you know what I mean. Like right here. Just pull back a bit. Yeah. And then so, yeah, pretty much, I'll just get this small part right here as well as I can. Alright. And so what you want to do is you want to go into Select, Refine Edge, and then bring your radius up to maybe anywhere from 5 to 10. Click on Smart Radius. And then the most important part is to click here on this brush icon. When it gives you a brush, you can just click on the side and size up to whatever you want. And then paint in and just select, get all that hair that you missed. You can get some of the grass, just don't get too much because you don't want to confuse the software as to what you want selected. But I'll just show you what it does, and you see it selects that hair. And then you can get all those little frays of hair selected. You just keep going over with this. For the more detailed parts, you go in a little closer. Then just keep painting around to all the places where you missed some of the hair. I really think this is something that, if something with hair or any delicate kind of, not delicate, but anything that needs a very precise selection is going to be the main part of your, or one of the main parts of your manipulation. You really should take the time to select as perfectly as you can, and I think this is something that's really important to that. And then just click OK. And now you see you don't have it perfect. It hasn't gotten every single tiny little thing of hair, but if you make a new layer via cut, you can see this is, I'll just put something behind it so you can see maybe what color would it stand out against, maybe just red. You can see this is selected much better than it was before. It's not perfect, but as you can see, it's a lot better. And you can always, if you take more time, you can always make it a little bit more precise if you play around with the settings. But definitely looking at this, especially once you change the lighting a bit and stuff, this definitely looks much better than what we had before. So yeah, that's the tutorial. Let me know what you think and if this was helpful. And yeah.